The recent hantavirus outbreak linked to the expedition cruise ship MV Hondius has raised understandable concern. But the bigger story is not panic. It is how infectious diseases emerge at the intersection of ecology, travel and biology. The virus involved is the Andes strain of hantavirus found primarily in Argentina and Chile. Hantaviruses are traditionally considered zoonotic viruses, meaning they spread from animals to humans. Their primary vectors are rodents, particularly wild mice native to South America. Humans are typically infected by inhaling aerosolized particles from rodent urine, droppings or saliva, often in enclosed or poorly ventilated environments. What makes the Andes strain unusual is that, unlike most hantaviruses, it has demonstrated limited human-to-human transmission during prolonged close contact. That distinction matters. One of the key concepts epidemiologists use to understand outbreaks is something called R0. R0 represents the average number of people one infected person will transmit a disease to in a fully susceptible population. If R0 is greater than 1, outbreaks tend to expand. If R0 is less than 1, outbreaks usually fade over time. For perspective, measles has an R0 of roughly 12 to 18. Early COVID-19 strains were around 2 to 3. Andes hantavirus is believed to remain below 1 overall. That is why public health experts continue to emphasise that this is not another COVID scenario. Still, the virus is medically significant because of its severity. Infection often begins with flu-like symptoms, fever, fatigue, muscle aches, but in some patients rapidly progresses to hantavirus pulmonary syndrome, where blood vessels become abnormally leaky, flooding the lungs and causing respiratory failure and shock. The current outbreak highlights a broader reality. As climate patterns shift, ecosystems change, and human mobility expands into remote regions, localised zoonotic pathogens can suddenly become international public health events. Infectious disease surveillance today is no longer just about identifying microbes. It is increasingly about understanding vectors, ecology, environmental disruption, global mobility, and the timing of exposure.